Hello everyone and welcome to my channel where we talk all things homesteading, homemaking, and motherhood. Today we're keeping it very simple. I really wanted to bake. I'm 6 weeks postpartum. I'm getting into my routines. I was in a baking mood. So I grabbed the Magnolia Table Volume 3 cookbook and I found the simplest dessert I could find, which was the peanut butter chocolate pie. I needed something that was pretty simple, pretty quick, and that I could do during the baby's nap time. So if you like these kind of videos, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really supports me and I appreciate it in advance. Thanks everyone, and let's get into the video. Now, this recipe has a 35-minute prep time and a 15-minute cook time, which is accurate because the only thing that you're cooking is the pie crust, and it's very easy to assemble. So you just take out your food processor, put in 24 Oreos. It says you can also use about 42 chocolate wafers as well, but I chose Oreos. So you put 24 Oreos into a food processor and pulse it until it's like sand consistency. You add 7 tablespoons of unsalted butter that is melted and 1/3 cup of sugar. Again, pulse those together till it's all nice and combined. And then you're just gonna press it into a 9-inch pie pan. Now when assembling this pie crust, it all pretty much sticks together easily. It's very easy to mold, but I started with the outer edges so I wouldn't run out of Oreo crumble for the bottom of the pie crust, and that seemed to work very well. Well, I had neglected before to preheat the oven, so I did that. And then I started mixing up the first step of the filling, which is just powdered sugar, heavy cream, peanut butter, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I always think when there's a 1/4 teaspoon of something in an entire pie, it doesn't make that much of a difference, but I mean, it must. They've tested these recipes, but it seems silly to be adding a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Alexa, set a timer for 12 minutes. Oh my God. All right, we're doing this one-handed because Will wants to be held. So I have the mixer going on low, and I'm adding 3/4 cup of heavy cream, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and our 1 tablespoon of melted butter. My crust is cool, so this is perfect timing. I spilled a little too much of that, so I'm gonna put a tiny bit more vanilla in. There we go. Okay, and then I need to just scrape the edges a bit because there's a little bit of the peanut butter mixture just stuck to the side. So I'll do that, put it back on low for a little bit, and then I'll show you what it's looking like. This is gonna be so good. I am so excited. Okay, let me show you what it's looking like. I'll have to go a little bit longer here and scrape the edges again, but oh man, it's looking nice and whipped. It's gonna be so, so good. Right, Will? Okay, it's been a couple hours. The pie has been refrigerating, and now it's time to make the homemade whipped cream. Very, very easy. We're just gonna do 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, 1 cup of heavy cream, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, now we're just gonna take our hand mixer and whip it all up, get some whipped cream. All right, and here's what the whipped cream is looking like. All right, final thoughts on the pie. I thought it was really, really good. I would give it probably like an 8 out of 10. The only reason I wouldn't give it like a 10 out of 10, because I love a good peanut butter and chocolate thing, but it was really sweet. Like, you're adding extra sugar to the Oreo crust and butter, and it's just a lot going on. It's very, very sweet, so you can't eat a lot. Now, that being said, it is so much better like the second and third day once it's been sitting in the fridge and like kind of marinating all night. The first night it was really good, but it almost was somehow just way too sweet, and I felt like almost sick a little bit. But like the second and third days when I had a piece, it seemed less overwhelmingly sweet, and all the flavors kind of melded together, and oh, it's just so good. So the crust was just so hard to cut. Like the first time, as you can see in that video, I could not like cut through the crust. I had a couple attempts that I cut out of the video because I was just really trying to cut through the crust, and especially when it's cold, because you're supposed to refrigerate it for 2 hours, it is just very hard to cut through. So don't expect it to be a nice, easy cut, but you know, it tastes amazing and you want that crispy crust, so it being hard to cut through is just gonna be part of the pie. Overall, very, very good pie. Super simple to make. I was just so impressed by how quickly it all came together, how easy it was to put it all together. And so, perfect recipe for a new mom. That is all for this week's video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to making more videos like this. I will see you next week with another video. Bye, everyone.